Hey everybody, we are live. It's Sunday night. It's 8:15 Sunday, June 23rd. We have a great show for you tonight. I am looking forward to it. A great show tonight. Also have some awesome announcements that I want to make during the show. So we will be sharing a lot of great information on tonight's show. Hello, Christina. Glad to have you on board. All right. Tonight's show is going to be awesome. We have some announcements we want to make. We have different kinds of things we're going to be showing you. So Nuke is here. All right, Nuke. Glad to have you on board, Nuke. Thanks for showing up. We have some announcements, Nuke. One of the announcements I wanted to share with you, and I don't know if Christina would want to do this, but would love, Nuke, if you would. We're going to have a Sideline Fans Fantasy Football League. It doesn't cost anything. We're not about gambling or betting or losing any money, but we'll have a Sideline Fans Fantasy Football League. It hasn't started yet. I'll have to set all that up, and I'll give you more information. But if you win that league, I will be buying probably some unopened packs of cards for the winner, or a box of cards for the winner. So it'll be a lot of fun. So it'll be our little tight knit community of Sideline fans, audience, playing some fantasy football. So let me know if you want to join us. Put it in the chat or send me a message, or have a comment on our community page, which I did post about that, the fantasy football team on our community page. So if you want to join that, let me know and I'll sign you up. I'd love to at least get 6 players for that. I'll be playing, so you'll be playing me and some other folks. So if we could get like 6 people, that would be great. And if we got like 10, fantastic. Once you start getting to like 12 or 14, the only thing that isn't fun about that for me is you start like using players in fantasy that you don't they don't play much, or they don't put up a lot of points. So it's a lot easier with 10 or less people in the league, just to have a good team and follow your players pretty easily. So all right, tonight's show though is going to be centered all about the NBA. We're going to be giving out our awards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the finalists. All right, Nuke, you'll think about it. Great. It won't be too difficult, I promise. And you can have a brother, a sister, a mother, a dad, an aunt, an uncle, a grandpa, a grandma helping you out on that too. It'll be super, super duper easy. And we might do a live draft where we draft during the stream kind of thing, so we all know what we're picking and we can write all that good stuff down. But other than that, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, but back to tonight, we are all about the NBA outside of these announcements, the fantasy football league and all that we're starting. No cost to play, just kind of a fun way for us to be involved during the week and kind of talk a little trash talk to each other in a nice way, not in a mean way, but in a nice way. And then the winner gets a prize. So, all right, tonight we're talking NBA. We're going to go through who the NBA picked as finalists for their various awards, and we're going to vote on who we think the winner should be, and then we can compare it to what the NBA actually picked. So let's get this party started. Okay, hold on one second. Where are we at here? I got to share my screen. All right. I hope you can all see it. You might have to make your screens. Hello, Zoe. You might have to make your screens a little bit bigger. But the first category is going to be most valuable player. So we're going to be voting on the most valuable player. The 3 finalists that the NBA had was Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and I believe it's Shea Gilgeous Alexander. I'm telling you, I'm as players, sometimes their names really fool me. So, but those are the 3 players. It's the top sort of bullet, if you will. I can make it bigger. Here we go. I'll make it bigger. It's the most valuable player. A little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. Shea's name is too big. All right. So we're going for the most valuable player. So put in the chat who you think deserves to be the MVP of the NBA this past season. We're not going to talk about who actually won it. We'll reveal that in a second. But any ideas on who you would pick as the MVP? Luka, Nikola, or Alexander? I'll just say Alexander because that's the one name I can say easily. Luca says Christina. Shay for Nuke. Zoe, anybody else out there? We have a couple other people online. If right now what we're doing is we are voting for who we think the MVP should have gone to in the NBA this year. So we're picking from the finalists. You can see that on the top line that I have sort of in large size above my head there on the screen. Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think that's how you pronounce it. Any ideas on who you want to vote for? Okay, we have another Shai. We have 2 Shays and 1 Luka. Any other votes out there? I think a lot of times people are scared to put it in the chat. So let me see here. Surprised we don't have our buddy Nathaniel, but maybe he's watching. Are the Yankees on tonight? Maybe he's watching the Yankees. All right. All right. So we're starting with like the biggest award first, the MVP. All right. So I would say that we have picked for MVP, we have picked Shai. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through and pick who we think should win, and then we'll go back and see who the NBA picked. All right. So the next player would be Defensive Player of the Year: Rudy Gobert, Victor Wembanyama, or Bam Adebayo. Rudy Gobert, Victor, or Bam. Without me so it's the second line there. I'll just move it up to the first line. Defensive Player of the Year. Who do we have? Who's your vote? Defensive Player of the Year. All right, I'll wait. I don't know if the chat's slow or what, but I'm not seeing any names pop up. It's the Defensive Player of the Year. Bam. All right, we have 1 vote for Bam. We have Wemby. Zoe, anybody else out there? We have a couple more people online. So we have Wemby, Bam, and whoever Zoe votes for. We're voting for the Defensive Player of the Year: Rudy, Victor Wembanyama, or Bam Adebayo. What say you? Who do we want to win our MVP? Zoe says Bam. So Defensive Player of the Year goes to Bam. All right. All right. Next category here. Rookie of the Year. Okay. We have Victor Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren, or Brandon Miller. So Victor, Chet, or Brandon are the 3 finalists. And I'll wait a second here, but so what we're doing right now is we are voting on our winners of the NBA awards. Right now we're on Rookie of the Year, which should be top of the list above my head. So we have Victor Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren, or Brandon Miller. Who would be Rookie of the Year in your estimation? So we're going to vote. We're going to pick our winners and then see how he did against what the NBA voted on. Okay, we have a Wemby. We have another Wemby. We have a Victor. Oh, so we have 2 Wembys. Any other votes out there? We have a few more people online. Any other votes? We have 2 for Victor. Zoe, do you have a vote? Anybody else out there? All right. Right now, we're voting on Rookie of the Year. We have 2 votes for Victor Wembanyama. Any other votes? So we can pick our Rookie of the Year in the NBA. Victor, all right. So we have 3. I'm just going to put Victor down as the winner there, and we can move on to the next category. All right, here's a fun one. More names that scare me. Most improved player, Kobe White. I think I can get that one. Alperen Sengun. Okay, I got to say it. Tyrese Maxey. Kobe, Alperen, Tyrese. Most improved player of the year. It's kind of fun. The NBA does these sort of different kinds of awards. You know, it's not just your MVP, Cy Young, or offensive player. So we have a Tyrese. We have one Tyrese with Nuke. Any other votes here? We have 2 Tyrese. Is Zoe? Anybody else out there? I don't know how many people we have on the chat or online right now. We have 3 Tyrese for improved. So right now I'll put Tyrese as the winner. All right, good job so far. Let's just see. What is next? 6th man of the year. We have Naz Reid, Malik Monk, or Bobby Portis. Naz Reid, Malik Monk, or Bobby Portis for 6th man of the year. And just so you know, if you're watching or you don't know, the 6th man of the year, in basketball, you have 5 players on the court. So the 6th man of the year is the award for the person who's like the first off the bench, who's like, not in the starting 5, but that next player in the game, and they're one of the best in the league at coming off the bench. So that's the award here. Oh, is Nathaniel here? Nathaniel says Malik Monk. Okay, Malik Monk. Who else do we have? We have Malik. We have Malik. Hi, Nathaniel. I'm so angry. Okay, don't worry about it. Malik. I'm going to give it to Malik for the 6th. Oh, Christina says Bobby Portis, but everyone else said Malik. So we're going to give it to Malik. All right. Let's see what we got here. Next. We're getting down to the nitty gritty, as they say. All right. Clutch player of the year. This is kind of an interesting one. I got to tell you this, okay? As a longtime sports fan, this seems as if it's sort of a wild card. Like, hey, we're going to throw in names here of people that may not be in the running for MVP, but we really like them. Like Steph Curry, obviously wasn't in the running for the MVP award, but his name is here. Shea again is listed, and he was an MVP caliber guy. So it's pretty interesting here. All right. So Steph Curry, DeMar DeRozan, and Nathaniel, you're going to beat me up, but is it Shea Gilgeous Alexander? I really butchered that name. Shea Gilgeous. It's got to be Gilgeous, right? Clutch player of the year, Steph Curry, DeMar DeRozan, or I'll just say Shea, because I that second last name or that first last name of his, I really butchered and I feel bad. Okay, so we got Curry. All right. We are going to, yes, the show's going to be longer. We have trivia and then some other stuff. So, clutch player, it looks like it's Gilgeous. Oh, Gigulus. Gigulus? Oh, okay. So it's not a J sound. All right. Gigulus. Wow. All right. But it looks like Curry wins there. All right. So for our final category, we have the one that's usually kind of boring for most fans, but Coach of the Year, and it's Mark Deneau, I believe, like the French pronunciation of it, Mark Deneau, Chris Finch, or Jamal Mosley. So we have the Oklahoma Thunder We have the Minnesota Timberwolves or the Orlando Magic Player of the Year. Are those the winners then? Oh, never mind. Those are okay. So we just have Coach of the Year. We have the coach of the Thunder, the Timberwolves, or the Magic. Mark, thanks for the reminder. Oh, a thunderstorm. Yeah, the weather. Okay. Mark. We got one for Mark. Any other votes? We got Mark, Chris, or Jamal. We have one Mark. We have the Magic coach, who is Jamal. Matt, we have one for Mark, one for the Magic coach. Any other votes? Mark, Chris, Jamal. Thunder, Timberwolves, Magic. We got Mark. All right, Mark gets it. Yeah, Mark with the name that is the hardest. Okay, now let's go through and see what everyone, or what I'm sorry, what the NBA picked. Let me just change this around. All right. Let me share screen. Dun, dun, dun. So the winners were the MVP. We picked Shea Alexander, Gilgeous Alexander. It was Nikola Jokic. So I don't know how we want to mark this. It doesn't really matter because these are our votes. Defensive Player of the Year, we picked Bam, but it was Rudy Gobert. So we did not that we have to agree with the NBA, but we did not pick what the NBA did. Let me make this a little bit bigger because I know it's hard for you guys to read. Come on. All right. Rookie of the Year, we did pick Victor, and so we were in agreement with the NBA. The Sixth Man of the Year was Naz Reid. We had Malik Monk, so we did not agree with the NBA. The Most Improved Player, we agreed and had Tyrese Maxey. Coach of the Year, we agreed with the NBA with Mark Deneau. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. Oh, I wanted to ask about the Finals MVP. Darn it. And then the Clutch Player of the Year, I have to scroll down for that. Come on. What's going on here? Clutch Player of the Year was none other than Steph Curry. So we were in agreement with the NBA right there. The one final question that I wanted to ask was the Finals MVP. But everybody already saw it. But would you say that it was Jaylen Brown or was it Justin Tatum? Jaylen Brown or Justin Tatum? Who would you have selected? Put your answers in the chat. That'll be the last one we voted on. I meant to vote on that. So Jason Tatum. So we have Jaylen Brown, who we know won, or would you have given it to Jason Tatum? We have one vote for Tatum. What do you think? Tatum. All right, we have two Tatums. Anybody vote for Brown? Not that there's anything wrong with either one of them, but we have two Tatums. Zoe, Nuke. Oh, I better write Nathaniel down. Nathaniel. Nuke 3D. JT, Justin Tatum. All right. Okay, we'll get to the Nuke says JT. All right. So we all say Jason Tatum, but we know that Brown won. So very good, guys. All right. So we were in agreement with the NBA outside of the NBA finals 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and we were not in agreement 3 times with the NBA, and it's the 4th time with the NBA finals. So when it comes to the MVP, who was Nikola Jokic, we picked Shea. Defensive player of the year, we picked Bam, and it was, I forget who it was. Sixth player of the year, we had Malik, and they had Naz Reid. Defensive player of the year was Rudy Gobert. And the finals MVP, we had Jason Tatum. So, a little bit difference, a lot of similarities. It was what? We were 4 for 8. So probably pretty good. I mean, good or bad, it's who we picked. So, our version's a little bit different than the NBA's. So, all right, let me get back to my main screen here. All right, so right now I want to go back to Jason Tatum. You're right, Nuke. Brown did have a huge leadership role. So, will there be a show tomorrow? I wasn't planning on it. I was just going to go Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, get in that rhythm, if that's okay. But I was probably going to start at 9 o'clock Eastern time. Is that okay, Nathaniel and Nuke? I know for Zoe it is. I know for Christina it is. But I was going to probably start at 9 o'clock on Tuesday, if that's okay. So let me know if 9 o'clock is okay. 9 p.m. Is that a good start time, or do we want to keep? Okay, so 9. Okay, Nuke, what about you? Do you have is 9 o'clock okay for you, Nuke? Right. I don't know if the chat's slow. Sometimes I think it's slow. So Nuke, let us know if 9 o'clock's okay. But I'm not going to have a show tomorrow. We're going to go Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. We'll go 9 o'clock, but we'll try to have longer shows. And really what I mean by longer shows, 9 Eastern, 9 Eastern. That's what? Oh, Footballer Nick is here. Holy cow. Footballer Nick missed our NBA awards, but 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, we're getting into a lot of stuff here. Nathaniel's asking me stuff. Footballer Nick and Nuke. It looks like Nuke said it's okay. Our next show is going to be Tuesday. Is 9 o'clock Eastern okay? Yeah, Nuke says it's okay. Footballer Nick, can we go at 9 o'clock on Tuesday? Are you okay with that? Oh, I'll tell you the awards, but just first let us know if 9 o'clock Eastern is okay for a show. Yes. Okay. So on Tuesday and Thursday of this week, we're going to have shows starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay. And my thought here is basically because that makes it 6 p.m. on the West Coast. So we might be able to pick up a few more viewers. All right. Our awards were this, and I'll recap them. We picked, let me just go back. We went against the NBA and picked Shea Gilgeous Alexander for our MVP. We went against the NBA, who picked Naz Reid, I think, for Defensive Player of the Year. We picked Bam. Who was Bam? We picked Bam. Yeah, Bam Adebayo. For Rookie of the Year, we went with the NBA and picked Victor Wembanyama. For Most Improved Player, we went with the NBA. We agreed with them with Tyrese Maxey. For the Sixth Player of the Year, we went against the NBA. They picked Naz Reid. We picked Malik Monk. For Clutch Player of the Year, we picked Steph Curry, and the NBA did as well. And then for Coach, we picked the coach from OKC, Mark Daigneault. And that was the NBA's pick. And for the finals MVP, we went against the NBA's pick and picked Jason Tatum. So we agreed with 4 and we disagreed with 4. So that was a pretty good number by us. So, all right, Gilgis. So it is Gilgis. Okay, it is Gilgis. All right. So that was who picked what. Nathaniel keeps asking in a good way, of course. The chat is 10 seconds slow. It probably is. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Nathaniel asked who's going to win in hockey. I mean, I have to think that the Oilers are because they have all the momentum. They've already won 3 in a row and they've won pretty handily. I mean, the scores have been pretty big, and you got to figure that the Florida Panthers are pretty dejected for being up 3-0 and now they're tied 3-3. I just think it's really hard to overcome that. I mean, they have no momentum going their way. The only thing they could hope for, and I know in sports, I don't like to hope for these things. They can only hope for like a big injury to Edmonton, like to McDavid, or something that might take the momentum off them, or with their goalie or something like that. I think Edmonton is going into this game with this 70% chance of winning. They just have all the momentum because they won 3 in a row. They were down 0-3. Now they're tied 3-3. They got to think that they could, fly to the moon at this point. They got to be on cloud 9 and be super positive. Okay, now something we haven't done in a while, guys, and I think this might be tough for Christina and Zoe at times, but I decided to do it. It's not going to be regular trivia. Yeah, I think the Oilers are unstoppable. I just don't think there's any way that they can come back and win. And Nuke says, yeah. Okay. Now, Nuke, you haven't seen this. Footballer Nick and Nathaniel and anybody else online, maybe you've seen it. I don't know who else is watching right now. We're going to do an NBA name that player. We haven't done this in a long time, guys. So I want to bring it back. Okay, let me see. I got to share all my stuff. Is that up? Yeah, that's up. All right. So let's hopefully, yep. All right. So you all have to tell me who that player is. Shoot. Don't worry about it. I did something. You guys didn't do anything. Who is that player? Let me know when you have some guesses. We have Footballer Nick saying, yeah. Today, we have a Jokic. We have Nuke saying, let's go. And then Nathaniel saying, let's go. So everybody's excited. We haven't done this in a while. So who is this player? All right, we have 2 Jokic. Yep, and Nuke says Jokic. It is Nikola Jokic. All right, good job, everybody. What happened here? This is out of order. Hold on. This is out of order. Luckily, I know. All right, who is that player? Christina says Jokic. Good job. Next player. Initials LD. LD. I'm saying that basically for Zoe and Christina. Yep, Luka Doncic. Good job. All right. Now this next player, my son and I, we didn't play him. We saw him in a playoff game the year after they won the year after they won the championship. Yeah. Luka's getting a lot of hate right now. Luka's getting a lot of hate right now because he didn't carry his team. We have a Giannis. Got some good guesses out there. Nuke, you have anything? Christina, Zoe, if you're still around, any guess? We have another Giannis. It is, in fact, Giannis. And I'm not even going to try to say his last name because I butcher that. All right. Oh, this is an easy one. Oh, come on, Zoe, you should know this one. Come on, Zoe, you know this one. Yes, Giannis, you got that right, Christina. Next player. We're all over the map. Who is this next player? I'm saying, I know for a fact Zoe should know this one. We have a Tatum. Zoe, you out there? We have a Tatum. Yeah, washed up Kyrie. That's what I keep hearing. It's Tatum. Most underrated player. Oh, he must be a big Tatum fan. I tried to get him not in his Boston jersey. So we have a Tatum. All right, you guys, everybody's getting these right. So good job. All right. Next. My order's a little off, so I might run into an issue here coming up. This is not a very flattering photo. I picked it for that reason, but so it's not an easy one, but ooh, I don't know if he's scary or he looks tired. What do we have? We have a Shay. I'm always trying to throw you off. Oh, you're from Massachusetts. That's right. You're from Massachusetts. He is the most underrated. Shay. He looks like he just failed his math test. That's a good one, Nathaniel. That's actually really good. I would agree with you. He does. He really does look like he failed some test. All right, we everybody's right. It is Shay Gilgis Alexander. All right. Who is this guy in his street clothes? Big tall guy playing from the Liberty Bell. Mr. Gucci. He looked like he's tired of getting cooked by Luca. Okay. Something like that, yeah. We got a Joel Embiid. Yep. Who? Mr. Gucci's new. Mr. Gucci, we're putting you on the list. We're excited that you're here. Mr. Gucci 718 space BK. Mr. Gucci. Embiid. Yes. Now, Nathaniel, be nice. It's just the street clothes. It is Joel Embiid. All right, good job. This one is super easy. Ho ho! Who's going to get this one? Oh, the list, Mr. Gucci, is at the end of the month. If you're one of the top 3 performers or participants, you get free sports cards from me. I'll mail them to you. Last month, footballer Nick, Nathaniel, and Gabriel won. So you could win. And tonight's contest is worth 3 points, everybody. Don't forget about that. That's big news. Okay. This is Steph Curry, Steph the chef, Curry. Footballer Nick, not a big fan. Overrated. Steph Curry, Chef Curry. And then Mr. Gucci says, nice. So Mr. Gucci, like and subscribe, like everybody, like this video tonight. And then Mr. Gucci, oh, Jordan Walker's here. Hey, he's about ready to be an NBL, a Major League Baseball player again. But Mr. Gucci, okay, hit that like button. Everybody hit that like button. But Mr. Gucci, hit that subscribe button so you know when our shows are, because we also have surprise. Oh, you just subbed. Never mind then. Okay. Everything's a little bit behind. Okay, next player. And then the other thing, guys, that I wanted to talk about, and I have an announcement that not everybody, I think Nuke was the only one online. What the Sigma? What? Who is this player? This guy might be one of my new favorite players, although he sort of got that Luca hate after his series, didn't he? He kind of came out of nowhere. They call him the baby Jordan or whatever. But Jordan's son, yes, that's what everybody's calling him. Ant, you got that right. Yes, he did. He got the hate that Luca's getting after his series with Luca. All right. The next Michael Jordan. All right. It is, in fact, Anthony Edwards for your Minnesota Timberwolves. All right. Let's see who the next player is. Then I have an announcement. I'm cooking it all together now. I don't have any links, but who's this guy? Kind of easy. KD. Oh, shoot. The media did put a lot of pressure on him. Well, he was supposed to sort of run the entire team, and then everyone said he didn't show up in the series. Kevin Durant, KD, as I just said, Kevin Durant. Good job. Okay. Like I said, we haven't done the name the player in a while, so I wanted to throw this out at everybody. Okay, here we go. We have like 6 more left. Who is this guy who has JJ Redick as his coach now? Which I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. AD? We got an AD. We got an Anthony. We got AD. We got Anthony. We got 2 ways to do it. Yes, I did not finish that whole water bottle, Nathaniel. It was like a little sip left. Anthony Davis. Yep, you guys got it. What do you guys think of JJ Redick as their coach? I think it's completely ridiculous. I got to tell you, and I'm not trying to be mean, but for him not to have any experience and to be the coach of the Lakers, uh, oh, I think football or Knicks got this one in the bag. I just think that, yeah, JJ Redick was a player. He played with Duke. He played for Coach K at Duke, and then he was a decent NBA player. I don't. Yeah, you think it's ridiculous too? Good, I agree. Jaylen Brown, Mr. Finals MVP from the NBA. All right. I just think it's kind of ridiculous that he doesn't have any experience, and it's not me being a hater. I'm not. I'm very open minded to that. All right, who's this guy? He got his championship a couple of years ago. He cashed it in with the Clippers. Everybody got Jaylen Brown right. What is What does Sigma Prods? I don't know what that are. ERM. What does Sigma? I don't know what that means. Leonard, the Claw, Kawhi. He should be the coach of the Pistons. Yeah, I mean, something like that. Kawhi. It is, in fact, Kawhi Leonard. I just think that you would think that the Lakers would be able to get a real top kind of candidate. The only issue I see apparently is the fact that LeBron is kind of the de facto coach there. And who is this guy? And so he wanted someone he could like. And him and JJ have a podcast together, right? I don't listen to it, but oh, it's a new saying. Okay, I do not keep up with the new sayings. Okay. Nathaniel doesn't like the saying. All right, we got a D book. Ooh, we got a D book for the answer. Oh, we got a DB. I see it. Footballer Nick, Lucas's son. Yes, that's sort of. It is, in fact. Well, you could have a podcast and be a coach. It is Devin Booker. Devin Booker. I don't know. I just think that it's kind of a bad. Good job, Zoe. I think that they could have gotten a real name. Okay, this one's super easy. Who is this king? Who is this the king of? He wants to play with his son. So we'll see how that goes. What if his son gets picked by a team other than the Lakers? What's he going to do? Because isn't he a free agent? It's King James, LeBron James. You got that right. He wants to play with his son, but what if his son gets signed by another team? And he just had JJ Redick hired as a coach. I don't know. I just think to be an NBA coach, you'd have to have some experience coaching somewhere, other than just being a player. I mean, you have to manage things like figure out practices and manage games and adjustments. All right, last player of the night, and then we'll go back to the announcement that I don't know if everyone heard. I know that Mr. Gucci didn't hear it because he's new. Yeah, he wants to follow in his son's footsteps. That's true. All right, last player of the night. We have a Brunson. Oh, I haven't seen my dad. We have a Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson. All right. It is, in fact, Jalen Brunson. All right. So before I go tonight, I wanted to, well, first of all, I want to thank everybody. We're growing our base of support. It's awesome. I love it. Yeah, Nuke. Next time I'll make it a little bit more difficult. I hadn't done it in a while, so I wanted to get everybody fresh on it. And we do it with football, basketball, and baseball usually. We do a lot of trivia too. So thank you, Mr. Gucci. Thank you, Nuke, for you're relatively new this past week. Thank you for coming back so many times. Zoe, Christina, and of course, Footballer Nick, our old school folks. Footballer Nick and Nathaniel, thank you guys. The one things we are on the road to 1,000 subs. The one thing I want to put out there, and I think only Nuke was on the line. Okay, Mr. Gucci, Footballer Nick. I want to start a fantasy football league for Sideline fans. It doesn't cost any money. Yeah, I'm gonna announce the fantasy draft. I'll have to get all of that organized, and we can do a draft on one of these where you guys can just in the chat select your pick, if that makes sense. And if we have to do it over like 2 shows or something like that, that would be great. So I know Nathaniel's probably in. Footballer Nick, I'm guessing you'll probably be in. Nuke said you wanted to think about it. Mr. Gucci, let me know. It's not going to cost any money. So Mr. Gucci says yes. We have Footballer Nick, and we have Nathaniel, and Nuke's going to think about it. It's not going to cost anything. The winner is it'll be like Footballer Nick, of course, me all day. The winner will receive packs of cards from me. You want to set it up on ESPN? I can do that. That's fine. Yes, ESPN has free fantasy. The one thing about it, Nuke, is like I said, if you have a relative, a brother, a dad, a sister, an aunt, an uncle who might know fantasy, it's super easy. You can even auto your draft. So you don't necessarily, you could allow whoever the computer puts in and select that next player for you. So you can get a good team, a decent team, and not really have to know who to draft because you can have the computer do that for you. Oh, your brother got into the family fantasy championship last season. Very nice. All right. And so it doesn't cost anything. And the winner will get, like the winners of our competition, packs of cards, packs of unopened cards for the winner. And then every week we can kind of, do some, nothing mean, but we can kind of trash talk like, oh, Nathaniel, I'm going to, you're nothing. I'm going to win this weekend. Like, I'm the Yankees playing a minor league baseball team or, those kinds of things. So, oh, Nathaniel, you won. That's good. So anyway, so we're going to have that. I'm going to make that announcement. I'm going to do a little research this week. So maybe later by Thursday or next Sunday night, I'll have more information. We can pick a good time for, okay. So Nuke will try it out. Good to hear. I did not mean to say you will destroy me. I meant to say I will destroy you, but we can talk like that. We can have it kind of fun, and then it could, and we can just kind of grow it. And like I said earlier, fantasy football is really great if you have 10 or less teams. Like 6 to 10 teams are usually pretty good. When you start getting into like 12 and 14 or more teams, you start picking people who might not even start games, and it gets a lot harder and less fun to play fantasy. So I would like to try to keep it to, 12 or under at the very most. So my guess is we'll probably get 8 to 10 maybe. So anyway, so we have that. I'll be giving you more information at least in a week. Our next show will be Tuesday at 9 p.m. Remember the time change. It's 9 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Central, or I guess that's 5 o'clock. Is it 5 o'clock? No, it's 6 o'clock Pacific. So 9 p.m. or 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Yes. We need everyone to be accurate. Yeah, if you join the league, the one thing I will ask is that every week you keep up with your team, that you don't let like a month go where you don't update your team. Like if you have 3 people that have a bye that week, that you figure out other people to play for that week. Because I've been in leagues where some of the people just, don't show up for like a month, and then all of a sudden, they're easy pickings, meaning you can beat them easy. And then all of a sudden they play you and they get, together and then they beat you, and it's like, well, this isn't really fun or fair because you haven't been playing for 4 weeks. So but I'll be playing, you guys will be playing, we can talk a little smack, we can have a lot of fun. The winner gets some free cards for me, and we'll be doing trades and all that stuff, and wire picks and free agents and all that. So I'll let you know all that. For Tuesday night, because the NHL plays Monday, I'd like to have sort of our NHL awards, and we can go back to some trivia as well. Maybe we'll do NHL trivia. We don't do a lot of that. We usually stick to the three major sports, but we can do a little bit of hockey. And then, like on Thursday, let's talk football. All right, let's get football or Nick all excited. I know Nathaniel can talk football. We can, but we can, talk about players and the awards that the NFL had last year. So, all right. So I will see everybody Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. Talk to you all later. Have fun. Have a great week. Take care.